Toru Ekawa, a university student who spends his days immersed in games because his daily life is so boring. He died saving a girl, and when he was reincarnated he was alone in a forest in a different world. Moreover, he seems to have been reincarnated into the character he created in the game. Toru Ekawa was reincarnated into the strongest heroine filled with overflowing chinibyo and her own ideals. In one of the worlds that exists within virtual reality, Kagami held the title of one of the 9 sages, a position that places him at the pinnacle of magicians. One day, he fell asleep in the game after playing all night. When he opened his eyes, what he found was a world that was different from before. More important than anything else was that the body of the grizzled and dignified veteran he was used to had now become an innocent girl. If true identity were to leak out, honestly speaking, it was a situation where it was quite possible that the solemn image he had built up until now would be destroyed. And to cope with this problem, the excuse he came up with was, King Inglis of the Kingdom of Silvera, on his deathbed, is visited by the goddess Aristia, who tells him that she will grant him a wish. The king, reflecting on his life, realizes that what he always wanted was to be a military man, so he tells the goddess that he wishes to be born again and be different, to which the goddess agrees. Now Inglis has been reborn with all the memories and abilities he had before he died, but with a very small difference. Now Inglis is a girl. What will the future hold for Inglis? Reed, a hero who lost his life during a fight with a demon, was reincarnated as the daughter of a married couple who were his mates. Although she was reborn as a baby again, with, as expected, I could not accept my former mate's milk in her mind, she refused to receive breast milk from her new mother, who was her mate. As a result, she became a weak little girl. However, Reed realized that the daughter of the hero and the saint could be stronger than anyone else. With the experience of her previous life and the talent of her new parents, she had a dream to become a magical swordsman and also to become a hero. Kazuyoshi Ishii has had a bad day. The former director of K1, one of the biggest karate tournaments in the world, was jailed for 2 years for tax evasion. Just when he is released and can return to karate, he is hit by a truck. However, just before his death, a talking cat appears before him. The cat explains that while Ishii is dead, it can give him a new life, provided he can complete a task to do so. With no other choice, Ishii agrees. Succumbing to his injuries, Ishii falls to the ground, dead. At that moment, high school girl Kei Ichinos awakens from a 3-day coma. The main character, Nadetsuka Asakawa, is an unhappy 37-year-old office worker who is exploited at his workplace every day without any rest. Until one day he can't take it anymore and dies. But when he wakes up he realizes that he has been reincarnated as a beautiful idol girl. Now Nadetsuka will try to dominate the idol industry with the knowledge of his previous life, while he is bewildered by his new body and the generation gap of his group mates. Japan is inhabited by mysterious spirits called Ayakashi. The ninja exorcist Matsuri Kazumaki fights them every day in order to protect Suzu Kanade, a girl who is passionate about these beings and who is also his childhood friend. However, an Ayakashi cat named Shirogane appears. Kentaro Yabuki explores new horizons. This supernatural fantasy romance begins. Shirakawa Sasane, 30, is a former employee of a trading company and a big fan of romance of the Three Kingdoms. One day, after losing consciousness in Chinatown, he wakes up and finds himself in the form of a girl. However, the new body he finds himself in is not that of just any girl, but the granddaughter of the infamous and tyrannical Dong Zhuo, Dong Bai. To avoid the fate of being executed along with Dong Zhuo, Dong Bai will have to use both experience as a Japanese businessman and knowledge of the times. Albright, who was famous as the strongest Black Knight, was reincarnated as a girl, Maria, whose ribbon suited her for the same reason. Maria, 16, is currently a maid to the Marquis d'Urban family in attendance to the daughter of the Marquise, Relina. After Relina became engaged to the fourth prince, the area around Maria had become more crowded. An old-school Yakuza, Nadamasa Ryumitsu, ended up losing his life due to certain circumstances. But, when he awoke to a strange kind of landscape he had never seen before, he discovered that he had somehow turned into a beautiful girl.